What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Old Cranky Man Collectibles YouTube channel. My name is Blake. I'm here with Stefan.
Hey, you are. I am here.
While I've got you here, please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification button so that we get to annoy you every time we upload a video. Today, we have...
a baby.
She's always here.
She's always here. That's Luna. But who's playing Magic? Not Luna.
This is a wild matchup of brews. The Canadian Highlander is just the Wild West in our metagame sometimes.
Yeah, there's like some good staple decks, and then like people sometimes go off the deep end, and I adore them.
I love to go off the deep end. That's me at the bottom of your screen. I'm playing Tempo Storm. Joe, my good buddy Joe, playing it's Golgari Attractions. With a turn one lifetime pass holder. What does that do?
It makes an attraction, I imagine.
I think it makes an attraction when it dies.
Oh, when it dies. Okay. Lifetime being the joke, it's a zombie. And you're playing Dark Slick Shores into a top, just really going for it there.
Yeah, I get to ponder every turn.
I love the joke card from Unfinity is a 2/1 for 1 that gets you a benefit on death. Like, oh no, zombies are good now.
And also, whenever you roll to visit your attractions, you can get it back from your graveyard.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's sort of recursion. That card's insane. That seems really good. Like, oh, and you're brainstorming, of course.
Of course I am. So yeah,
I'm playing Mox Diamond in hand.
I'm playing Tempo Storm. So
you're just setting up your hand.
It's a 4-color storm deck, no white.
Sculpting.
My points are Black Lotus, Underworld Breach.
That's all of them. You just finished the list.
I completely forgot what his points were. It's a Demonic Tutor spread.
It's probably double Mox DT.
No, it's Demonic Tutor, Natural Order. I can't remember what else. I
really like that.
He's got Atraxa in his deck.
So it's Golgari with Atraxa, featuring Atraxa. I imagine he's not hard casting it.
That's the best thing that you can put into play. He can make treasures. He can cast her.
I think it's definitely a toss-up between Atraxa and Grizzlebrand, depending upon what the deck is. I'm a Dirty Tin Fins player. So.
Grizzlebrand's bad.
No, Grizzlebrand's very good.
He's just trying to mid-range. Paying 7 life to draw 7 cards is bad. He'd rather just have a 7/7 with lifelink that draws 5 or 6 cards.
Yeah, unless you're using Grizzlebrand to like storm off with Tin Fins, it's no longer the king of reanimation.
Yeah, so Tempo Storm, basically, there's the school of thought where, if you want to play a Storm deck in Canadian Highlander, you got to get weird.
Yeah, now.
You only get about 40 cards without lands.
Yes.
That are just like, these are like unquestionable cards that you should play in Storm, and then you have to get weird with the last 20 cards. So I'm just playing tempo cards.
Just like bouncer creature.
No, I got Ragavan, I got Dragon's Rage Channeler.
These are not tempo cards.
Yeah, they are.
These are aggro cards.
I have, these are cards that look very good when you're casting spells. I have Third Path Iconoclast.
These are cards that are good even if you're... Hang on. Are you saying
Ledger Shredder?
That you need additional cards to make Ragavan good?
No.
I mean, it looks good when you're casting spells because it looks good. End of sentence. Oh, here we got a Graveyard Trespasser. Card's very good.
Yeah, as you cast this against me, he said, I am going to introduce the worst mechanic in Magic.
Day-Night. Easily the most annoying.
He did a really good job of... good job of keeping track of it. Even long after the Graveyard Trespasser died, he continued to keep track of it.
You have to. That's the annoying part is like, it would be one thing if it went away when there was no creatures that were like, there were no relevant creatures anymore. But
okay, but like,
you just have to track it
forever. If you're me, you just stop caring.
If there's no, because it matters. Like, because you could reanimate a creature, and then it matters if it's day or night. And it looks like he's
And
flipping.
we'll just figure it out if that ever happens.
Yeah, we'll backtrack, find out if it's day or night. It definitely feels like it was designed for a digital client that like just keeps track of it for you.
100%. So, Graveyard Trespasser doing Graveyard Trespasser things. I'm down to line life.
Yeah, having a heavy hitter that has any amount of ward on it really. Oh, what's this?
That is an Eternal Witness.
Oh, weird. I've never seen that printing heavy whip before.
I believe that is the Quadruple Masters printing.
Oh, like the specialty border double masters. And yeah, you're playing the the new blue.
Yeah, that is a Moment of Truth at the end of Joe's turn.
Yeah. I've opened a lot of these in Mom recently.
Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty good. It does the thing. It's an instant.
Instant speed is important. Like that's the important part. You just play so many of these in Storm where you're like setting up your hand and you're like just sculpting your hand, trying to figure things out. Like so far you've played zeros of creatures.
Yeah, I've played, the only thing that I've cast so far is the Brainstorm and the Sensei's Divining Top. Oh, I guess I cast the Mox Diamond as well.
Yeah, you're just trying to have a hand, and it like you're counting your opponent's power and just going, am I dead or?
Yep. So
or
sequencing here coming into play. I play the Moment of Truth. I already knew what the top three were, given that I had Sensei's Dividing Top several times. So
oh yeah,
I play the Moment of Truth, get rid of those top three, and then I get to go 3 more deep. So 6 deep for 3 mana.
Yeah, it's nice that I actually really like that it puts cards into your graveyard. Sort of reminds me of Ransack the Lab.
Yeah, there's another one that was kind of the I mean, it was basically Moment of Truth before Moment of Truth. It's called Telling Time.
Yeah.
So it's look at the top 3, put 1 in the hand, 1 on the bottom, and 1 on top. And that can be kind of rough. So
yeah,
I have out my Storm things. Now, I would like to preface what I am about to do by saying that I do screw up the colors of mana that I make. But Joe, being a nice, gentlemanly player, did allow me to, just fix the colors of mana
Joe's
that I
a
make.
bench. So you're casting.
So that was a frantic search.
Search.
Draw 2, discard 2, untap your lands.
Yep, and you gotta.
So this is the part where I screw up. I'm supposed to make 2 green here, and for some reason I make a green and a black. It doesn't actually matter because
you get the Mox Diamond.
I have the requisite black mana to cast this Dark Ritual, so it doesn't matter. But like I said, Joe's a gentleman. He let me, because I got to the point where I was, gonna cast the Ooze, and I was like, whoops.
So just counting Storm. Is that a Storm Crow token?
That is a Stormcrow token.
Yeah, I use an actual portal Storm Crow.
I have one of those too, but I like this. I like this Unfinity, or what is it called?
Yeah, it's the
something.
Unsanctioned.
Yep. So he let me walk it back. I tapped the Xander's Lounge. That would have been to pay for the Dark
you're
Ritual.
playing the Uzi.
Yeah, it's Ave.
Yeah.
It's an Ave with a storm count of 5. So I'm gonna get 5 tokens in the Ave. I believe it's something like 32 power.
Yeah. They don't have haste, but it's still lethal if you can untap with it effectively. I think this is just such a fun card.
This is my favorite. It has been my favorite way to win in the deck.
So it enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter for each other ooze you control. So they basically stack backwards.
Yep. So the first one's a 2/2, second one's a 3/3, third one's a 4/4. So I think it's 32 power.
Because they resolve the storm resolves backwards. Because the stack resolves top down. So you put Ave on the stack, the storm goes on the stack above it. You get 4 copies. or 5 copies of it. $27 power.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Yeah.
And I think I forgot to mention at the beginning of this game, but Joe is on a mulligan to 5 here. So
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's rough.
He
That's
doesn't-
still a pretty good opener.
he doesn't have a lot of options. Although I think maybe, just natural ordering into an Atraxa here would just be game over.
It would be very good.
I don't
for
think
him.
I don't think I could beat it.
Yeah, if you could NO the Eternal Witness. I do think it's interesting seeing these storm builds where you're not trying to win the turn that you're storming. You're just getting a ton of board presence.
Yeah. Winning with the tendrils is such a finite thing.
Coming attractions.
Yeah, so this is like it's like a rampant growth that opens an attraction.
Yeah. Yeah, I think people have largely abandoned what is it? Empty the Warrens.
Oh, I have Empty the Warrens in my deck.
Yeah, but I was saying, like, in terms of storm decks, winning with tendrils is sort of like
It's a finite
de
thing,
facto.
though. It's a finite thing. It's very, very hard to win with a tendrils in Canadian Highlander because you
Right,
need,
that's
you
what I
need
was
the
getting at.
exact number of cards. Whereas, like, I can just cast an A for an indiscriminate number and
Yeah,
and
if you
probably
get to
win.
6, you're probably doing great. And there's ways to play around it, sure, but like they have to have a board wiper, just a ton of blockers, or yeah, I think my favorite version of Storm right now is probably Slushy, just because it's such a weird deck and like it functions on such a
It's not a storm deck.
no, it's not. It's sort of a mid-range tempo control deck that also has an I win button, and those are my favorite. But there's also like a lot of different ways you can build it. It's like a Jeskai deck that has a package of storm cards in it.
Yeah. So
And-
the attraction that Joe opens here is a storybook ride. So when he visits it, he gets to exile the top cards and he can play them this turn.
So it'd just be 1 or 2 at this point because he has 2 attractions. Yes. No, just the 1.
No, he only has 1 attraction.
His lifetime pass holder is still alive. Still holding the lifetime pass.
Just doing math here so I don't die.
Math is for blockers.
Keeping back the 5/5 and the 2/2.
Yeah. This definitely creates a more interesting board state than like storming
A bunch of
storming the
1/1s?
9 and or
Yeah.
storming the 9 and tendrils you. Those games tend to be less fun to watch in general. Like I know they're fun to play if you're the storm player because there's a lot of thought that goes into it. But oftentimes I found that playing against Storm is not as fun. And watching Storm is not as fun. And
Yeah, I
immersive-
think. I mean, I'm not the best storm player, but I think I'm proficient with it enough that I can
yeah.
take my game actions and not take forever and
Yeah.
find a deterministic way to pick a Beeble. Oh, this is
we talked
this
about
is
this one.
yeah. This is the only
Surprised.
one. This is the only one that can trigger what is it called?
Most dangerous
The
gamer.
most dangerous gamer.
Yeah. This is the only one with a prize that's legal. Sort of wish we'd get more of these. Like, is that weird to say? Like, I kind of want additional attractions. If they released one of those those self-contained unproducts like they did with Unsanctioned, I'd be down with it. Just make more unproduct, please. There's a Wasteland.
Yep, he's exiling that one to the storybook.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he does have no creatures on board. So even though you're at 6, I don't know that he can go the distance at this point. He doesn't really have any red to burn you out.
Yeah, I still think the Atraxa here would probably just be game over.
He'd have to have something to. He'd have to play a creature and then be able to sack
Yep.
that creature. So it would be his whole turn. But then I think no, it does have lifelink. That's true.
Yeah,
It'd be able to eat
yeah.
your 6/6.
The Atraxa would.
I think you just swing with your 7/7 and you go, okay, are you going to take 7 or are you going to gain 7, block, and we both lose our 7/7s?
So here's an Animate Dead on Eternal Witness. It's gonna get back the Graveyard Trespasser.
Dead? Oh, I'd get back the Animate Dead. Then you can Animate Dead the. Oh no, I was thinking Reanimate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
Graveyard Trespasser going to exile Frantic Search.
Makes sense. But it's already kind of done its work.
Eternal Witness is gross, man.
Card's very good. I remember when we had like the what is it, the Megamorph version that like when it flips over, was it Den Protector?
I love Den Protector.
The card's very good, but it only triggers when you unflip it. It doesn't trigger on ETB. And I remember looking at Den Protector and looking at Eternal Witness and being like, why can't you be like your big sister? Why can't you be like your older sister? We love her. I kind of wish that it was one of those things where Den Protector could get back something with mana value equal to or less than its power. So like when it enters the battlefield or transforms or like morphs, you get
there's an added benefit to flipping it over.
Yeah, and so like it because it's 2 mana right now, right? Or is it 3?
Den Protector it's 2 mana.
Yeah, so like imagine a 2 mana Eternal Witness that could only get back things that are 2 CMC or less.
Yep.
That would be so good. Like it's a 2/1 for 2 mana that gets back 2 mana or less cards. Like that's insane. I'd do that all day. And then you could Megamorph it. It would come in as a 4.
I'm not sure what Den Protector's power and toughness is. I was thinking
it's
it was
a 2/1.
Oh, okay.
It's a 2/1. Megamorph puts it.
Doesn't it also have the thing where it can't be blocked by creatures with less power than it or something?
Yeah, creatures with power less than Den Protectors can't block it.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like it's a good body on rate. The only issue is that it only triggers to bring something back to hand from the graveyard.
That green white Megamorph deck was sick. Deathmiss Raptor.
Hot take. Dragons of Tarkir are very good. But people love Khans. Dragons very good. You know what card I love? Dramoka's Command.
Ugin the Spirit Dragon. Oh, that was Fate. That was Fate Reforged.
That was Fates. Yeah. Although I think they had that weird Fate Reforged promo of like all the Ugin stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or Ugin appeared in all the like the Fate Reforged tokens.
Yeah.
Or like promos. Those are cool. Kind of getting off topic here. the game has proceeded. He has taken Joe here has taken 12, gone to 2.
Look at that. See, day night does not even matter, and he is still faithfully
still tracking it like a champion. He does have a lot of like roll a 3, anything. Gotta pick a Beeble.
Yep, maybe. He gets to make a treasure token with his pick a Beeble.
And put the three counters on it.
Yep, so you roll to visit the attraction, and then you roll again once it triggers.
So token, does he have anything here that can save him? He's at 2 life.
Nope, he was counting because he's got a Thrag Tusk in his hand. He was counting them up just to see.
Great card.
I love a Thrag Tusk.
Thrag Tusk, what was Thrag Tusk from? That was from
it's a
M14
core set card, yeah.
M14, right? I feel like it was in the same as like same as like the Titans. Card's still good. Probably underplayed at this point. M13. Was that also Titans? Was M13 Titans?
No, that was in 10, 11, and 12.
12, yeah, okay.
So Unburial Rights not legal in the same format as Sun Titan.
Bless.
Turn one Thoughtseize gonna put in some work here.
Showing you that
we both kept 7 cards. He's going to take the Ave out of my hand. Doesn't want to see that again.
Correct. Yeah. And he has ways of exiling cards. That's sort of the payload card. And honestly, like, I think a lot of Storm decks, they don't want to see their payload cards. I think Ave is one of ones where you're just like totally okay seeing it in your hand. Especially for a long time, Storm was basically one list, and it was DT, Lotus, Yogg's Will.
So you see me faltering here a little bit. I played the Bobble before I played my land because.
Oh my god!
So Bobble is a very, very unassuming thing, and one of the things you can do with it is look at the top card of your library.
Yep,
and then
you can fetch.
You can fetch if you don't want to draw that card. So I don't remember what the card was on the top of my deck, but I didn't want to draw it. So I bobbled myself, then played my fetch land to shuffle my library. So I get a fresh card off the top with the Bobble.
Yep. How often do you bobble? Like, you bobble your opponent sometimes, bobble yourself a lot.
Generally, I bobble myself just to get
Yeah.
additional information. This is
How do you feel about
Outland Liberator.
How do you feel about Urza's Bobble? People have been playing it a lot lately.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you want to up your delirium count, it's basically the equivalent of just playing one less card in your deck.
It's zero mana an artifact that effectively is just get a small amount of additional information, draw a card.
Yep, I think you know, if
again day night.
If delirium is something that you care about, or if zero mana artifacts are something you care about, you probably play Bobble, but it's not, or Urza's Bobble, I mean, it's not nearly as good as Mishra's Bobble, though.
No, that card. Well, there's a reason Mishra's Bobble has been reprinted about a half a dozen times.
That is a tireless tracker.
Is that really? Oh, that's the one.
It's the Glimmer Baron tireless tracker.
Yeah. What's the name of the artist who did that? He did some stuff with Seb McKinnon.
Nils Hom, yeah.
Yeah, he did like some promo stuff with Seb McKinnon that I thought was pretty sick. Yeah, this is cute stuff. Little frog hat on a dinosaur.
Yeah, Glimmer Baron is one of my favorite cards of all time. So
card's very good. Legitimately very good.
It's the secret commander of my Tevish Zot and Tana the Bloodsower deck. They put a doubling season and an academy manufacturer into play.
Commander as it should be played.
Make 3,000 tokens and then play a Glimmer Baron and smile.
Hey Blake, you're playing Commander right. I just want you to know that. You know my favorite Commander deck is probably Anya, playing all the bad madness cards and actually casting them. Secret Commander.
Also, you could just like randomly draw 20 cards in a turn with Anya.
But like you're not like actively doing anything good with them. You're just like, all right, Bone Miser is like the secret commander in that deck.
Yeah.
If you get a Bone Miser, then it's like, oh well, I guess we're going off now.
Card's wild.
Your deck enters orbit. So this is definitely more of a I think Joe's doing a little bit better in this game than in the last one. He's deployed way more threats.
Yeah, I mean, Thoughtseize into Outland Liberator into Tireless Tracker. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good curve for a rock deck.
Getting clues. Gonna be he's playing fetch lands. Gonna get double up on clues here. Yeah, this is right where he wants to be. Sort of just deploying threats. This is like the green whatever. Like green plus any number of colors playing your on curve creatures. Your above rate on curve creatures.
Yeah, it's just fair magic at its best, right?
Yeah. Green just like slightly above rate on all of its creatures, and you just kind of feel bad looking at it. You're like, oh good, Tireless Tracker 3/2 for 3 just gets bigger, gets you additional value every turn. The card has to die so fast. What is that? What just got played there?
It is an attraction card.
Oh, okay.
I do not know what it is.
Oh, it's Slippery Hat McFinful. I don't know. I just made that up.
Oh, I was gonna say, wow,
No.
this is the concession stand.
Oh, okay. He's got a board of meat there. That's for sure.
Board of
Gonna,
meat.
yeah. And then we got the Iggy. Gonna
Yep.
start swinging in at you.
Ignoble Hierarch gonna come down. This tireless tracker is gonna get in the red zone.
Coming for 4. He could get an extra point of damage in there if he swung in with the Liberator.
That's true.
And get a Noxious Revival from you getting...
Putting a land back on top of my deck.
Yeah. Just trying to hit those land drops. Paying life for it. Never pay mana for it.
Sometimes pay mana for it.
Sometimes you pay mana for it. Generally, though, you're just like up on mana, controlling your draw. It's one of the few cards that's like card negative in terms of selection, but like you're okay with it because you can target your opponent and just royally ruin their game plan.
Oh, I love to do that.
Yeah. You almost got me once with
I'm gonna reanimate
it.
I'm gonna reanimate this. I don't remember what it was.
It was actually a Murderous Red Cap. I was popping
Ah,
off.
yes.
I did have a card draw spell in hand, so I was able to draw it and then like recast it.
just flinging my cards around the table here.
Yeah. LED coming down, ready to pitch your hand like an hold priority. Cast this, hold priority, crack my LED, fetch anything.
There was a thing on Twitter yesterday, or maybe it was 2 days ago, that was like, what's your MTG catchphrase? And I was like, cast Infernal Tutor, hold priority, crack LED.
Yep. It's very good. Now you just get what, Luris?
I was like, oh, I should probably get these out, huh?
Oh yeah. Okay, you're storming off.
It's yeah.
Oh, you're just getting a.
I'm gonna get Underworld Breach and
Underworld Breach. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
It's,
you get Luris, do funny things. No.
It's
funny.
It's game over.
Yeah. Because the Infernal Tutor, absurd card with LED.
Yes.
It's so funny. It's so funny to see like the value, and we're gonna talk about this on the podcast, where like context is so important to evaluate how good a card is.
Yep.
And this card basically showed how much value you can get out of LED, and people were like, "Oh my god, it doesn't matter if you pitch your hand; it's actually a benefit now."
If one with nothing was an instant.
Yeah. Except if one was nothing was an instant and like could make you additional mana as well. Or one with nothing is an instant, but you know what I mean.
Is it?
It is.
Oh, nice.
One with nothing is a 1 black mana instant from Saviors of Kamigawa, I believe. Is it Saviors or Champion?
I don't remember.
And it just says discard your hand. That is it. I believe the flavor text is when you remove all possibilities, anything is possible. I don't remember.
Classic black flavor text.
It's a man with some spirit balls of yarn going around his head.
There it is on your screen. That is Saviors of Kamigawa.
Possible. It is Saviors, yeah. He's got the 3 balls of yarn getting played with by the cat inside his head.
There was also a meme a long time ago, back in the early days of Twitter, that was like, one with nothing, good card, bad card. I'm always like, great card.
Oh, God. You're such a troll.
Card's fantastic.
It's so bad. It's so bad. They're like right now, until we and like again, this is context, right? There is currently no way to make one with nothing good. There is currently, as of May of 2023, there is no card that has yet been printed to break one with nothing. Do I think it could happen? Absolutely. I think that there is 100% a way to break one with nothing, because it's so dumb and so cheap and so fast. We just haven't gotten it yet. We're just counting mana, counting storm, having good conversation here. Joe deeply dead, probably just checking his phone.
His phone's on the table, keeping track of the life totals.
Right. Oh my god, poor guy.
He conceded a while ago, but I asked him to sit through this for a few minutes while I showed what I was doing.
Yeah, once you get breach, you can kind of just go off.
I believe he conceded to the Infernal Tutor and the 9 cards in my graveyard.
Yeah, so, once you have that amount.
Yep. So here's a Brain Freeze. I've got 4 mana in my pool. I can cast the Brain Freeze with a storm count of 6. Put a bunch more cards in my graveyard, which lets me keep casting the Lion's Eye Diamond, which lets me cast anything that's in my graveyard. So eventually, I just get enough storm counter to kill him with Brain Freeze.
Because you can just Infernal Tutor over and over again.
Right, but you have to cast the LED in order to make mana.
Right. But like you can get anything out of your deck. You don't have to mill it over necessarily. Like once you have a certain amount of once you have everything in play, you don't have to wait to mill your whole deck. You can just be like, okay, Infernal Tutor, get the card, kill you.
I didn't say mill my deck.
Oh, I have.
The point that I was making is that Brain Freeze is feeding the Breach, which is letting you cast anything that's in your graveyard.
And then you can Brain Freeze them to death.
Right.
Is Brain Freeze the best storm kill spell right now?
It's the most consistent.
I think unless they're running some sort of unless they're running the Titans.
Because of how well it plays with Underworld Breach, I think it's probably the best. My favorite storm spell of all time is Dragon Storm.
Yeah, well, you also like dragons.
I do love dragons.
And again, we're talking about weirdo storm decks, and you kind of have to have this alternate game plan. And sometimes casting a bunch of dragons is just a good game plan.
Yes, I do have a Dragon Storm list as well.
Especially if you're just kind of using ramp, if you LED Infernal Tutor make 6 mana, sometimes you're just gonna cast a giant dragon with that mana.
Yep.
That's okay.
And the thing about Dragon Storm is that you only need a storm count of 2 to kill your opponent.
Yeah, that's the nice part, is it's super clean as far as the kill goes. It does require an attack.
It does, yes.
But oftentimes that's inconsequential because your dragons have what is colloquially called the best keyword, flying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, having spent quite a bit of time with this particular Tempo Storm deck, I think it's pretty good against these kinds of mid-rangey decks that don't really use the stack a whole lot. They just play to the board and they don't have a ton of interaction outside of discard spells.
Which aren't great right now.
Occasionally messing with your graveyard can screw up Storm a lot, but not always.
It's all sorcery speed.
A well-timed Deathrite Shaman or Scavenging Ooze can really ruin my day.
Or Fury, or what is it? Endurance.
Endurance, yeah. But generally, these are some of the best matchups.
I think it's okay to just go for it. Yeah, against a control deck, and I've had this happen to me directly. Having your LED hit with a Force of Negation sucks. It hurts real bad.
Yep.
But again, it's 1 card out of 100. It can happen.
Right. I do like to storm.
Yeah, I like to watch Storm. I think we should bring back Dragon Storm. I think I should rebuild Tin Fins too.
Bring back Dragon Storm. Tin Fins. That's
bring back Tin Fins. If you want to talk about bad Storm decks, we should bring our bad Storm decks.
That's like a hybrid combo deck.
It's thematically
two different combo decks.
Yeah, it's thematically appropriate in that it is a Frankenstein's monster of a bunch of different decks. into one deck that is sort of like trundles along sluggishly and can get there eventually just under the
Yeah, but
massive
also it can
weight.
just kill you on turn 0.
Yeah. That never happens, but
The
I
one
do
out of
love
every
it.
the one out of every 30 games that happens makes it all worth it.
Yeah, it is good. You sort of get addicted to that rush of like, oh no, oh I can. Like this is sort of one of the first decks where I discovered hitting yourself with a cabal therapy, where you just like cabal therapy and your opponent goes to reveal your hand and you're like,
You're like,
no,
wait, me.
no,
I'm targeting me.
me, I'm gonna show you this hand and discard Grizzlebrand.
Oh, sick. Let us know down in the comments below what your favorite Storm card is.
And also, just want to say, everybody, if you're listening to this and you like us, please subscribe. I know we got a lot of listeners right now.
Yep. Helps
People
us
have been
out.
watching us.
Helps the channel out.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Really would love it.
Awesome.
I'll tell you that I love you in person if I meet you and you've subscribed to the channel. Little kiss.
Bing.
Very small.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.